97%.
Oh, you're going on that confident. Okay.
I think they're gonna win game 1, and then he's gonna pick it, and they'll lose, and then we'll get a game 3.
Okay. I was gonna say that I'm in the camp of maybe they've learned from their mistakes, and they're not gonna try to force the Winter Wyvern anymore. But I think your prediction might be more accurate.
All right. So if we, the interesting conversation here is, how inverse can be Hokori. So, do you guys have any opinions here? Do you think you just like what do you actually do, right? Because Hokori, they have that wide hero pool. They just pick a lot of different heroes. You just ban Tusk. Do you? I don't know. Like
the best thing to do.
Like they play a lot of different stuff.
It's to just win the lanes.
Just win the lanes.
That's your best chance. Is that you just go all out on the laning stage with elements of push or like global presence,
like Tiny, right? Lane dominator, pushes fast.
Well, now that's just it's fine. They'll figure it out.
This is the South American Classic. I mean, to be fair, Inverse have also had a very diverse hero pool. They've played Axe. They've played some of the other weirder picks that we've seen. Just looking at their history, there's been some Ogre. They've played some Veno. They've played pretty much every support you can imagine. They played a core Pugna. It does seem like that they've perhaps picked Veno more than a lot of the other teams. We've seen Veno banned a lot when Ursa gets into play. But I think Inverse have just straight picked Veno because they like the hero.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they won with Axe. That's the more impressive stat in my opinion.
10 seconds
Because
remaining.
we didn't see a lot of Axe for a reason.
Pick.
But yeah, there you go. They actually do get that Tusk.
Well,
I was
Bowie,
talking
they
about.
did beat the Mad Kings with Axe. So take it with a grain of salt, buddy.
Give them something, dude. All right?
Yeah, come on. Someone has to be the
Come on.
bottom, and it's not them.
Exactly.
Give them some credit.
10 seconds
That's true.
remaining.
0900 are definitively at the bottom.
All right, so you had 4th
seconds
overall
remaining.
pick, the 8th, as it were, when you count
Take the
bans.
Deusa, take the Deusa, take the
That's
Deusa,
the
take
question.
the Deusa.
Yeah.
That is indeed the question. Or the
Do it.
Death Prophet.
No, Deusa. Death Prophet's
I
boring,
just-
Trent.
I
Buy a
dislike
Spirit Vessel,
this
the hero's
inverse
dead.
draft
Ooh,
so
Pango.
much.
Team banned.
Pango's
What?
Why
is
would you pick
happening
the Ogre
here?
here?
Because
Why?
he, I mean, basically they're just giving nothing away, and they're just picking a 5 that doesn't get blown up by Tiny.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's the logic. Should you pick it in this slot in the drafting phase? Probably
10
not.
seconds
I
remaining.
think that's a pretty poor strategy overall.
If you have second pick
5 seconds
and you're
remaining.
picking your supports in the opener, I think you got big problems.
Although, to be fair, this usually means that they want to pick something that's not super meta. So they might not want a Medusa, but they don't want to reveal what it is before the next 3 bans. So,
that's fair.
like, let's say you're going for like a Visage lineup or something. I know this isn't, not on us team or whatever, but like, if you're picking some sort of a core that's a bit unique here, or even a Medusa, let's say you want to try and get away with the Medusa and you just hope they leave it in the pool, then things like the Invoker get, you don't have to worry about that, blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying?
I see what you mean. If you're going to pick a core that is not like meta and likely to be banned here, you have no advantage to reveal it. Let them waste their bans on heroes that counter the meta play, and then hit them with the surprise. All right. I'm willing to buy it for now, Trent. Let's see if it comes to fruition. If they just
I'm
third
actually
pick Deusa
surprised.
here,
Did we see any Ogre at all in South America?
at least one. We've definitely seen one Ogre game.
That is a rare pick.
I think Inverse actually played it against 0900 in game 3, and they got stomped
10
in
seconds
23
remaining.
minutes.
Okay.
That was on January 22nd, so a month ago
5
now.
seconds remaining.
The guaranteed one, Bowie. That might be the only one, though.
So, but this is where, if you're Inverse, you need to do your Sherlock Holmes impression, right? You gotta start doing some serious detective work, because you gotta look at what the bans are from Hokori and figure out what they're trying to do.
We got a case.
Yeah. Put on the old noir filter.
Gonna be a good one.
All right. So, I mean, they actually banned the Invoker here. They're not banning any of those greedy carries that would usually benefit from the Ogre. So I think
So-
Medusa is actually quite possible for them.
You know what I think of when I see Ogre? Juggernaut.
Well-
What hero benefits from Bloodlust more than the Juggernaut, Bowie? Huh? Answer the question.
Sven?
10
Hello?
seconds
World Devour?
Okay, well, no one's going to pick Sven. That's done. OD is a good one. Yeah, sure. You could have OD.
Phantom Assassin,
No.
PA is good.
Luna,
No.
PA.
Jug's a tier above all
Faceless
those losers.
Yeah, just naming every character. See your reaction, honestly.
Terrorblade. I passed the pop quiz.
All right.
Pick this ogre a Solar Crest. Pick the Juggernaut, win the game, easy.
What if he's position 3 and we got a Midas?
Oh, buddy. Now you're speaking my language. Position 3 ogre with a Midas. That's my bread and butter.
Yo, you
I've
know
been
it'd be
losing
hype.
pub games with that for years now.
Imagine if you
Stop.
could soulbind creeps, so then you could stack a big camp and then soulbind 2 creeps together, and then you had an ogre with a Midas, so a
baby.
double Midas, and you did like an 8x Midas.
10 seconds.
I
Valve?
actually like that.
Valve?
I like that a lot.
Can we change the mechanics
Gee.
around here?
Remaining.
Wow.
That sounds dope. God, that would be like 60. You'd be so rich. Look at all the XP you would get.
You
I
know,
mean-
one thing I would like to say is that usually I dislike picking 2 supports in a row like they did, but since Inverse has first pick here, they're going to be able to pick their cores responding to the cores of Hokori. So I think that's probably the only time it's okay to first phase your 2
Entire
supports.
team
Yes,
back.
Yeah, but
it's
aren't you
better when you're
locking-
first pick?
Aren't you locking yourself into this like reactionary mindset? What if you want to pick something instead of reacting to them?
Well, that's why
Yeah,
it's
but
flex.
like you probably like you have a plan, and you have cores that fit that plan, and then you can pick accordingly to the enemy cores what
10
what's
seconds
still in
remaining.
your plan, but better,
Okay.
like a good matchup. You know,
That sounds like a
5
relatively
seconds
small
remaining.
target at times.
Well, you can do it when you're first pick. That's the whole point. You can
Yeah.
opening with 2
Dire
supports is
team
good when you're first pick.
Radiant team
Yeah,
It's not good when you're second
I
pick,
see.
like
yeah,
before.
right. So bad for Hokori here. Okay, I understand. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
exactly.
Gotcha. I gotcha. My bad, Bowie. The coffee's still kicking in. Void Spirit,
can
though.
you just puck now? Come on, where's the puck?
But
Well-
then that makes our tiny a 4. We hate 4
10
tiny, don't we?
seconds remaining.
Yes, but I hope they are willing. I mean, when you just first phase your tiny like this, I hope you're willing
Dire
to
team
play as a 4, because okay. Wow.
Spirit on Spirit. Isn't
That's
this
kind of hype. Dark's here. Let's go. Tiny, Surged, Avatos.
Oh, you want the lawnmower?
Yeah.
Okay.
Huh. I guess you can, like, if you
10
actually have
seconds
Grimstroke Darks here, you can Iron Shell the enemy, and then you're gonna get
5
double Iron
seconds
Shell on the
remaining.
enemy, and they're both doing damage to each other and everyone else.
Whoa.
That's cool. right?
Does he still have an AoE talent on Iron Shell? I don't even remember, actually.
I don't think
I think
so.
that's gone. 'Cause there used to
Yeah.
be one, I think.
I think it's Surge AoE now, right?
Yeah. There's Iron Shell radius
I
is
don't know.
10 plus 75. Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
no. Oh, you mean AoE? Yes. Not like AoE multiple units, but AoE.
Oh,
of
no.
the
Sorry,
spell.
I meant the radius. For some reason, I
Yeah.
thought that talent got wiped out. Dude, that's hype.
No,
Man, I want
it's
to play
level
more
10.
Darks here.
Troll.
Dude, I always think like that, and then I play Darks here, and it's not fun. It's not like Earth Spirit. All right, don't get your hopes up.
That's true.
I only like playing Darkseer when it goes to super late game and you have all those walls coming down and it's just chaos.
5 seconds
Yeah,
remaining.
It's not
cool.
fun until you get to that point. I want Ag's Refresher. Well, old Ag's Refresher.
Okay, so what are our real offlane heroes then? Because they have a troll and an ogre. It's a pretty scary lane.
Radiant team back.
Yeah. Wait, what?
Not going to find out yet. We want to Wraith King first.
Okay.
Is this tiny mid Ember 4?
No,
What is
it's mid
happening?
Ember for Tiny. They're going to pick an offlaner.
Yeah, I think once the Ember came out, it was mid.
It's for Tiny.
10 seconds remaining.
That's why we need the
So-
Darks here to enable it.
Who? Yeah.
I-
I mean,
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah. I Hokori's draft is so much better. And they have an ogre. That says a lot.
Dire team back.
Ogre's one of those weird meme heroes where we kind of joke about how bad he is, but he's still a freaking ogre, right? He still has really high EHP, a
I don't
lot of
think he's
regen.
bad.
He's really
I think
annoying
Ogre's
and
very
lame.
good.
Very good. I think it's good
Yeah,
versus
Well,
Tiny.
why is he getting picked at all if he's very
don't know.
good, Mr. Man?
I mean, because he's a position 5, so
He's
we never get very
good.
deep. Well, just because you're outside the top 3 5s doesn't mean you're bad. But
He's like the second pick in the entire
right.
league.
But when do position 5s get picked, Sayori? At the start of the
Early.
draft. So you see the
5
same like
seconds
3 1s over and over and over again. So the
I
hero
mean,
can still be
they're
very,
gonna
very
win
good.
with the ogre, but I don't want you using this win to.
No, I'm just saying. I think
he's
Ogre's
underrated.
underpicked in our region.
I think it's good versus Tiny 4, which is not rare, which is rare, and I think the attack speed is good because it's easier to remove the Grimstroke bug.
He's got 52 picks across the DPC. All right, he's
is-
definitely
that's not a
underpicked
lot.
here.
What's the win rate?
50-50.
Team back.
Very nice. There you go. See,
Balanced.
underrated.
As they
Underrated.
should be. Well, I mean,
I like
it's definitely
playing Ogre.
a different hero.
Does that count?
Radiant team pick.
It's quality stuff. Yeah, you know who's actually slaying it, by the way, is Phoenix. 135 picks, 65% win rate.
Wow,
That's like
this hero is
That's
so
huge.
good, actually.
AOE
like-
percentage healing, man. That's never going to
At
be
the
an
end of
advocate.
the last patch of like the big one, I was like, they're gonna
10
destroy
seconds
Phoenix,
remaining.
and they nerf her so little, dude. I was surprised
5
because
seconds remaining.
I got a lot of MMR playing position 5 Phoenix, and I don't think like she's so greedy and she works as a 5. You know, I don't think that should be possible. But
yeah,
they didn't
hero's
nerf her.
good.
It's incredible. So
Dire
nice to play her.
team pick.
And it's Puck.
Can't believe they got it so late still.
But this is gonna be a 3-puck then?
Choose your hero.
Whoa, that was instant.
Ooh, Slardar Troll. I mean, for good reason, right? That's a nasty combo.
I really like this. They pick the Tusk. They get the throw at the end, so there's no response from Inverse. This lane is gonna be so bad for Inverse. This Tusk with Slaughter is gonna demolish anyone there. I think this is gonna be. I think I don't even know what you do. I think you're gonna get completely obliterated versus Slaughter Tusk.
Just toss the Slardar into the tower, level 1. Tiny hides in the trees. He cuts his way out with a tango, and they try and get aggressive. Toss him at a tower. Kill him
They
on
play
level 1.
Tiny 5 then.
This
No,
Hokori
the Tiny just hides in the trees as a
Okay.
4. And then he TP's
Okay.
bottom. Joins the puck
Okay.
for like 2 waves. Runs top. Does it again.
All right,
Wow.
so you're saying they need to just make the ultra big brain plays, set the trap, give them the
Yeah.
bait, and catch them unaware. Yeah, this Hokori draft to me, this is an amazing pub lineup. You know, this is a tanky brawler, run at you from level 1, and you just can't take the heat, so you got to get out of the kitchen kind of
Well,
lineup.
it's also 5 melees into Coil and Ember Spirit and Stroke of Fate and Soulbind and Avatos. I mean, there's a lot of clumping happening here.
Yeah,
Just saying.
you're right. You're
They're
right.
thick.
But doesn't it
They're
like
tanky.
there's a tipping point
thick.
where it flips the other way of hey, it's 5 melee versus Ember, but then they just kill the Ember with the minus armor
Yeah.
corrosive haze in like 2 seconds. It kind of cuts both ways.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, it's true.
All right. Well, are we all feeling Hokori? Anybody want to go contrarian and back inverse on this one? Bowie? Huh?
Take me to the Paradise City. Yeah, I'll go with
All right. There you go.
I'll take 'em.
Gary,
I got
will
Inverse.
you want to go on Team Inverse here? You want to join Trent on the island, buddy? Big rewards. A lot of channel points on the line for you.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not sure about that, Trent. You go wild. Yeah, try and win some channel points there. Theban, yeah, we're coming into this expecting Hokori to be the top dogs, and looking at this draft, no changes. I feel like the super tanky lineup's going to make life difficult for the Ember, for the Tiny. What's the answer for Inverse? How do they make the most out of this lane stage?
Oh man, they're gonna have to kill. I mean, that's the only way that they can really play this game out. Like if the Ember and the Puck just don't completely pop off. I mean, the Tiny, not a huge fan of this 4 Tiny, to be honest. I think mid Tiny has been having a lot more success as well. You're playing into the Sodar and the Troll Warlord. Like these heroes, when it gets to the mid game, late game, I really don't think Inverse has any answer to them. Ember is horrible against minus armor. Puck, gonna get bashed one time and die. Wraith King, same thing. Can't really man fight a Troll Warlord either here in this situation. It looks really rough. But if they can somehow just get a bunch of kills early on, I think they can keep themselves in the game.
And that's one of the primary things, right? If you get that early lead, keep momentum going, then you're the ones
Yeah.
taking fights on your terms. You're hunting. You're the ones looking for kills, and you can make the Tiny tossback plays, the soulbind plays. But at any moment, if Inverse fall behind, then they get run at and just get bulldozed by this Hokori draft. Currently paused up, waiting for the Wraith King to return into the game. So Inverse, another little stand in here. So another mark against their name.
You know who's not there, right?
No Parker.
No Parker. So we're not going to be seeing no what was that? Witchblade into Assault Cuirass. first
Monkey
item
King, yeah.
Monkey Kings and making games really awkward. Yeah, won't be seeing any of that. So gonna be nice to see what Mr. Gio here on his Wraith King is gonna build. I think Parker last time also had some wonky Wraith King build too, if I recall correctly.
There were 2 or 3 games where we were kind of thinking, hang on, where's his BKB was one of the big questions around Parker. He was allergic to buying Magic Community. And we'll see. Yeah, Wraith King much more straightforward, it feels like, with the item builds, and definitely a hero that you can kind of give to a stand-in and say, here, you know what to do. We'll kind of play around the Wraith King because that's what naturally happens anyway around the item timings. So they've got that going for them. And where are they going to be putting this Ember in the puck? Is it just going to be the mid Ember offlane puck? You're a fan of this melee offlane pos 3?
Yeah, it's what it looks like. I mean, you got the puck and the tiny going offlane. It should be pretty decent against a troll, but I think you got to favor the ogre troll lane. There's no doubt about that. Like if it was a melee offlaner, yeah, it's gonna have an even harder of a time. But ogre troll so strong, you're not really gonna feel too phased about a tiny and a puck magic damage troll. It's just gonna buy like 1 magic stick. That's it. Good enough for the lane. All you have to do is just pop that, bait in the enemy, just man up. This is why I love troll right now. Actually, I've watched a lot of other regions play, and they value troll really high. Like we're talking first phase picks, because of how good he is in terms of laning stage and how much he can provide for a team in terms of like late game carry potential too. So it's a hero who like mid game he's a bit weak. He just buys Battle Fury, buys Maelstrom, so he's like gonna need a lot of time to get to those items that allow him to fight. But then the early game and late game is like insane for Troll Warrior right now.
Sort of peaks really hard. Yeah, I guess like you said, he's got that little lull in the mid game. I'm looking at this. I'm wondering who does Tiny kill actually? Ogre, Tusk, Slardar, Troll.
Dude, this
they're all so tanky. Like, how do you do anything as this Tiny?
Honestly, the only thing you can do with Tiny nowadays is just like toss back heroes, right? You don't have the big burst damage from the avalanche toss. If you play against Tiny, all you literally have to do, if you're in a public game playing against Tiny, buy a damn fluffy hat. Buy 1 fluffy hat. Literally all it takes.
And then you're
right?
good.
A 250 gold item, and the hero is just countered. Like he can't kill you, so you got to depend on others to start the fight, and then you go in and then you like delete somebody, right? Other than that, as a support Tiny, you have to like play off toss back into your team, and then the avalanche play out, do something like that. So there's some potential to like defend high grounds. But other than that, like I think core Tiny's a lot better. Post 4 Tiny, it takes a really big expert to be able to deal with this. And I would like to give you great news, Gary. The Wraith King has reconnected, and it looks like there's 5 heroes up for Inverse now. Or 5
Excellent. Should
players
be
up.
getting underway shortly. And yeah, even looking like towards where the Tiny can move away from his initial lane setup. Mid lane's a Void Spirit that he's going to be trying to gank into. Not the easiest thing. We'll see what he gets done though, as we should be getting underway now. The players call the go. So, game 1. Inverse up against Hokori. Looking for that 3-way tie up at the top of Div 2 if Hokori can take this series. While Inverse, of course, just battling away. Early 5-man smoke, it looks like. They're all grouped up. Inverse want to make that first move. And this is what they need to do. The first step towards victory, find kills.
Get first blood. And hopefully that first blood goes on to the Ember, because he's the one who... Number 1 needs to really pop off. Number 2 is the puck. So these 2 guys, they're the ones I'm looking at to have a really good time in the early game if Inverse want to have a chance in this game.
But look who they found. It's Gardex Ogre, Avalanche, Wraithfire Blast, Inkswell, Orb. He's down to half HP. They will find him eventually. It's going to take a little longer than expected.
No!
The first blood's coming for the Tiny.
30 seconds.
He got Flame Guard level 1. No sleight of fist there to steal the last. And they give the kill to the Tiny, so Tiny's gonna have a pretty early Tranquil Boots. Not even the puck gained that kill too. Sag.
They're still holding position up here as well. They really want these bottom bounty runes. Tusk, Slardar, Void Spirit, all kind of circling. I'll probably get the more southern one. Tusk and Slardar already in position.
Begins.
And up towards top, yeah, it's going to be the 2-for-2 trade, it looks like. All things said and done. Another Inkswell. Does connect on Slardar. Vitaly losing a lot of HP already, and the Avalanche from Tiny trying to take down this second kill before the laning stage starts. Oh, the Slardar's going to cut himself through the trees. He's got a salve. Nothing's cancelling it, and the tag team from Tusk slows the Grimstroke down to make sure that Slardar can get a bit of HP back, but they've got more stuns. There's no avalanche, no mana for it, and it's on cooldown. So Slardar does get another crush out, but now Slardar feels like he's kind of out of the lane at this point.
Yeah, I mean, he had to use the salve. He's okay. He's still got a good chunk of HP still left. The problem here is the Tiny didn't bring out clarities as soon as he finished his, as soon as he got that kill. And when you play Tiny, you get those boots and tangles to start. You gotta bring out clarities instantly as soon as you get the bounty runes.
Nice. Now he's TP top with what, 40 mana, up to 50
No mana.
But yeah, no spells, nothing. And
Yeah,
Puck
he's
also
like-
took a lot of damage just from Ignite. Like Gardic was bodyguarding that second wave coming through.
Yeah, he's like really of no use to this Puck right now. If he doesn't have any mana in this lane, Gary.
Ogre with 7 armor, 660 HP, Orb of Venom.
You like the taunt of Tiny?
Well, he's got nothing else to do, does he? That's the only
He
hotkey.
doesn't,
It's the only
exactly.
hotkey he can use.
He's got legit nothing else to do. No mana, can't click spells. I think clarities are on the way now.
Yeah, he's got a Mango and a Clarity in his pockets right now. Windlace, brown boots. I would love to crack level 2 and then maybe look for these tossbacks.
Yeah, and the top lane, like Troll Warlord, he's at 5 and 3 at the moment. Doing okay, you know. I thought maybe to have a little bit more creeps, considering the Tiny was bottom lane for the most part of this game.
That's true. And looking into the mid lane, Noah already off to a decent start there. 7-4. Beating out the near Void Spirit in the first couple of waves. Looks like both of them trying to rush towards the bottles.
Actually, that's ridiculous amount of denies on this Ember. 4 denies? Hold on. There's only been 2 waves. So...
He's denied an entire wave.
yeah, exactly.
What's the
That's
difference
crazy.
in damage like? 65 against 68. It's not a massive amount of difference in damage between the two of them.
This is definitely... I mean, wait, what server are they on? Is this Peru server? Yep.
Does
All
it-
right, there we go. Oh, Melba.
Does it matter? They're both,
You got it.
they're both
Melba's
Peruvian
got it.
squads, right?
Okay. No. What? Yeah. Now you're making me doubt myself.
Go
Are
up.
they?
Yeah, Hokori and Inverse. Yeah, they're both Peruvian.
Oh, okay. Okay. I guess I'm just an idiot. Thank
Oh
you.
no, you might be confused. I often confuse Inverse with Incubus because they both start with the IN. Incubus is the one with the 4 Brazilians.
Oh, yeah. I'm just dumb as hell. All right. Thank you.
It's early
Well,
morning. It's
not-
fine.
Yep. I mean, listen. It's 1 a.m. for me. Okay. I
Yeah,
slept
it's-
like a solid 2 hours. I can't wait to get back to NA. So I'll cast the South American DPC. I'm not a damn zombie.
from
Days
a
of these
real
games.
time zone.
Yep.
Well, going again on bottom.
Back at it.
Vitali with the stuns. He's taking them all. Final stroke of fate. Can they get more hits in here from the Wraith King? They do get him back with another salve. A lot expended though, just to keep yourselves in the lane as Hokori already. So the start we needed from Inverse, it is here. All their cores farming reasonably well.
Yeah, I was really trying to
This
see
Ember Spirit is like,
destroying.
yeah, he's dominating. Look at him.
Yep. I mean,
Another deny. Range creep gone.
that's what I was thinking. Like, okay, well, how is it possible that he got 4 denies on wave 1? I mean, sometimes it just happens. You know, you miss 1 deny, you got like bad flow going in the laning stage as a Void Spirit. Then you get another deny, and now you're tilted. And you try to make a cool play, you miss the cool play, and then you get another creep deny. Like, it just feels so bad. I mean, being 12 and 5 like this, it doesn't seem like it's a lot, but when you got like 2 players at this level playing with each other, it's a big damn deal. I actually
Yeah, it's
expect Neo
unsettling.
get solo killed in this laning stage. It's gonna happen. It's coming soon.
He's probably going to be screaming for these supports. Like, what, a minute until that 4-minute rune spawns. He's got the bottle coming out, so he'll refill up. And he's going to be like, where are my supports? Come on, get me that rune, please. Gardic. Getting punched out. Tiny's already spent his combo.
His combo, you mean?
Stop him. This is Tombo, yeah. Thanks for reminding me. Can't forget the good old Tombo.
It sounds like trombone, you know?
Trombone.
Trombone. Trombone.
I'm just gonna slide in there with a good old trombone.
Yeah. No, you're right. Like he was calling that.
Bottom. They've got the snowball and Wraith King. There we go. Retribution from Hokori.
And this lane only gets harder, right, for the Wraith King, because now you got killed off by the Slaughter. Slaughter has a decent amount of regen. With that bracer, it's gonna get gloves out, maybe even buy a second bracer potentially, and then you really can't lane into this Bash in the Deep. It's gonna make the lane almost impossible. It's at 15-4. You were talking about how they're all doing well in the laning stage, Gary, and then like a minute later, Dire's back.
We'll go back into that groove.
Mm-hmm.
And Slaughter, 15-4, yeah, he's caught up and now excelling above that Wraith King. Slaughter's so good against these melee safe laners, isn't he? Like, he just punches them over and over again.
I mean, it was a great pick, to be honest, this game. I'm a huge fan of the Slaughter plus the Troll Warlord. Like, these two heroes alone can pretty much delete an entire lineup. As long as they're allowed to stay alive and get Corrosive Haze.
And say goodbye to you, Tiny. There's a kill for the Troll. Lumiere up on the board now.
Lumiere also has a Ring of Health, Gary, so this Puck's damage, it's like nothing to him, just tickling him now.
Yeah, you try and chip away at him, put him in that kill threshold for the Tiny, just not going to be possible. So Tiny rotates mid, refills the bottle for Noah. I don't know, they can't really attempt to go on near, but maybe if they guard this rune, as El Misho has moved in, guarding it with a Remnant, spawns up top, an illusion there as they toss the Tusk back into the creeps. Interesting little snowball back again. But that all secures the refill for the Ember Spirit, and not one for Nir's Void. I've also done a decent job keeping damage on the Slaughter, knowing that Tusk was missing. Not relinquishing control of that bottom lane just yet.
Yeah, 30 seconds. We got bounties coming up. We also see a Tiny rotating mid since the Puck can't really do a whole lot top lane.
Yeah. And Void's out of mana. Tossed up. Resonant Pulse makes him super tanky, and he does have a Fairy Fire as the TP help comes in from Gardic, but not able to offer much. And there is that kill from Noah. Potentially going to get a double one. Does Tiny have another spell? Toss in a second. But Gardic sitting around 500 HP. He can't be the target that I can bully.
Dude, that is not a hero. You can try to go on 5 minutes of the game as a second kill. How much armor does he have on the tower? 10 armor? Yeah? And like 55 HP regen or something?
Yeah, good luck with that.
Yep. He just
put a bit of damage on the Ember Spirit instead. And Noah thinking about turning and fighting. Tossing a creep onto the Ogre. They want that level 6 on Void Spirit real bad. Like a good level advantage there for the Ember now.
Ember also pushed the mid lane out really quickly. Got the Remnant drop, goes back to base, refill bottle, come back mid. You got the Catapult ready to pressure mid tower with as well. And he's gonna want the Tiny to stick around here. That's why he's bottling him as he's come back. They should really run at this Ember's tower. I mean, sorry, the Void Spirit's tower. But I think that's a missed opportunity there.
I just keep applying that pressure because you can't do it top. Like you said, Lumiere, 43-4, free farming top lane with Perseverance already done. So self-sustaining, that can allow Gardic to sit around, grab that regen rune.
That's a pretty big rune to take away.
And Ember Remnant's bottom, expecting it to be there. Doesn't find anything.
They don't have any power rune vision right now. It's extremely important at this stage in the game to have at least one word on the power runes. Nowadays, Gary, like for mid players, they're gonna want one rune word like at all times.
Throughout the whole game, basically.
Yeah, exactly. Because these runes are so important and they just make or break the game for a mid player.
Yeah, in a game of inches, there's little differences. They all stack up. Looks like Wraith King now has ditched the bottom lane. He's going to be hunted by the Tusk. And it's all because Grimstroke has moved top. Making that play onto the Ogre Magi. Casting all of their spells on him. Tickling, Gardic down, finally with a Waning Rift, but it's the turnaround with the Snowball and the Troll battle trouncing forward onto the melee Puck.
That damage.
And losing, two heroes, maybe even three now? The Troll just shreds through them. They're going to get 3 off the back of this. You killed the Ogre. Good job, boys. Say goodbye to your entire team. Ember Spirit going to try and turn this and make the best of a bad situation, but Lumiere, even with all those remnants on him, doesn't seem to really care. Ogre's now respawned. Stuns a creep, though. Doesn't catch Noah. Snowball back, trying to get him. Inkswell did connect onto them, but in comes Slardar. Ready with a crush. Chain stun the Ember down. They could have potentially saved the troll there, but I'm not sure what Gardic was doing. They're going to hunt down Slaw, Grimstroke. Puck's managed to respawn too. It's a bloodbath in the top lane.
Gardic tried to go in there with the stun, but then the slide came out, and then the Inkswell ended up killing the Troll Warlord, so couldn't really do much. I think the 2 kills were nice, but going for the 3rd one onto the Grim was a little questionable, considering there is a Spirit Hero on the enemy team. But you can see the potential damage, right? You're going to have a Corrosive Haze plus the tag team, and then the Troll just pounding on someone. And if it's not the Troll, it's going to be the Void Spirit. The Void Spirit also does a significant amount of physical damage with his just right-clicking people in general.
Radiant's middle tower
Man, so this is going to be a troll with, what, 9-minute Battle Fury?
is under attack.
9.5? Pre-10 for sure, it looks like.
This is a classic. The South American no items, straight Battle Fury. I think Lumiere has done this build like 5 times already in this league. Something
Yeah,
ridiculous.
the casual circlet.
Radiant's
Yeah.
courier has been killed.
We see people go for like treads, Wraithband, you know, fight ready. If they go for your tower, nah. Lumiere doesn't care about any of that.
I farm. Me hit creep.
Was it Lumiere who got the 9-minute Battle Fury or whatever on Phantom Assassin? It was like a record.
I don't remember it. It may have been. And they made a jump on the Void Spirit mid. They got a sentry down, so they see him. Even through that invis. Punk utilizing that coil, getting Noah off to a
Radiant's
even
bottom
better
tower
start.
is under attack.
Top net worth on his team, closing it on 4k.
Man,
You reckon
we're
it's
gonna-
just a maelstrom build for the Ember here?
Yeah, I think it should be. You want something that can let you stay far away and just keep sliding. You're not going to be able to get a build that allows you to commit into a team fight when you're playing against Slaughter.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's
And I
Ogre
think
just
Bishop is
tanking the
very nice
gank.
for that.
Allows Troll Warlord to clear through his jungle.
Nier.
Some good vision coming down from the Radiant team, though.
Silence.
They spot the Void Spirit.
That was
Bouncing
awesome.
him up, soul binding him with a troll now, so 2 heroes caught up for a slight chains offered
Okay.
by Noah. Void Spirit assimilates down to low ground, and they do have battle trance here if they want Lumiere to stand his ground and fight, but the stun's coming through, and then the silence takes him down.
This
Quick
combo's
measured
wicked.
reaction there from Inverse. It is super nice. Just keep on going on them.
Okay, so you got
Slardar's
the...
got to be a little bit careful how much he overextends here. Wraith King is within reach, but the rest of his team have hunted down Slaw's Grimstroke.
Inkswell plus Ember Spirit, who's owning. Yeah, that's very scary. And Gio's going for the armlet. Okay, armlet for the armor.
Yeah,
Against
that makes
Slaughter.
sense, I guess. Alright, going on the Void Spirit again. 2 coils into the mid lane, but a snowball save. Back onto the Ember and blocking 2 inside the shards. Puck's going to all back, but Tiny's
The
now
Inkswell's
stuck.
coming through. In the
Tossing
moment.
him in. The Void Spirit does get another Astral Step to disengage, but the Ember turns. Kills off El Misho and Ogre. He's got 1 stun. He's got to run. The batches, the stuns, the minus armor on that Ember Spirit. Some real heavy damage, but the Slardar falls. The group up and play from Inverse. Really a tight-knit 4-man death squad. Just roaming around and hunting down Hokori one by one.
Yo, this Ember, man, this all starts with him, and then you got this pairing with the Grimstroke, right? We've seen this pick together quite a lot, but because the Ember wins the lane, like, this is actually possible to do. And you can see the Void Spirit just struggling in comparison to his counterpart.
Radiant structures are fortified.
He really wanted to defend that tower, but
No, that is not happening,
Misho
sir.
gets
Has fallen.
annihilated.
Yeah, wherever Ember shows up right now, you gotta ignore it. You cannot go there. You gotta just keep split pushing, fight away from him, make him run around the map and try to chase you down, and then just get this troll to his Battle Fury, BKB timing, and then take engagements.
Dire's top
Giving
You
so much
cannot
room for
fight
the
it.
Wraith King.
Yeah, this is so much room. Like, this Wraith King died bottom to the Slardar, right? And the Slardar was on pressuring, but now the Slardar feels like he needs to help his allies fight against his Ember.
Yeah, while he also wants to farm the Blink Dagger.
Dire's top tower is under
And
attack.
Got him.
just kind of have to go back on my original statement where I was saying Wraith King item builds are pretty straightforward. You know, we expect reasonably this kind of Midas Radiance, Armlet Radiance build, whatever it may be. But he is skipping it completely, it looks like.
No. I think it's not a good idea to go Halberd here. Like, you need to get that Radiance still. Radiance is still very good against the heroes of Hokori. They are all trying to right-click and do damage to you. So Radiance would help in mitigating some of that damage with the percentage base evasion, right? The
Yeah.
mischance that you give. But the Halberd is like, it doesn't give you that much damage. It just gives you a little bit more tank ability. You can use the Halberd active for the troll, but then it's just not enough as a carry Wraith.
I think we've seen one game as they will, take down El Nisho in the triangle. Now the Ogre of Gardic found and hunted by Noah, dominating Ember Spirit. Inverse, they're keeping this ball rolling. They are not stopping. Every step of the way, they're moving forward, playing aggressively, finding kills.
Noah God. Noah God is living up to his name right now.
He is.
Because he really is Noah God here.
Especially with an Arcane Rune. You've got to feel so good as this Ember Spirit. Arcaned up, spamming your spells. And smoking to go for another round. Oh dear, what have you dropped? Well,
Oh God.
we'll find out in a
That was my
second.
coffee.
Oh shit, they're jumping the Grimstroke. Now it's Hokori's turn, but the three-man coil and Ember Spirit is in the middle of them. Slays near, and down goes Vitali too. El Misho trying to Ice Shard block himself away from the rest of the Radiant, but he's going to get hounded. They missed the slight, they missed the chains, but the Tusk is now stuck behind the trees. Blown up and a double kill for Ember Spirit. I hope you didn't drop it on your keyboard. How you doing, Theban? Okay. Theban is cleaning up a spill. A bit of a disaster struck him, unfortunately. Well, it's looking real good for Team Inverse right now. As long as they don't let off that gas. They haven't really stopped the troll from farming too much, but looking at the way they've got these like 3 cores up against the 1 core basically now, with Void Spirit feeling like he's completely out of the game. There's nowhere the Dire team can actually move towards. Does somebody else want to join me? Is Bowie around? Trent? Excellent. I just slammed near into the ground. Hello, Bowie.
How are you doing?
Yeah, pretty good. I mean, so are Inverse, right?
Yeah, man. I'm actually really impressed by this. When I saw that Ember pick into the Void Spirit, it's kind of a hard lane, and I'm really surprised how Noah God was able to do so well. And I think with this Grimstroke, they're playing so well around the Inkswell that he's carrying this mid game right now.
Hey, slaying it. 7-1 and 7. Given a lot of time for this Wraith King to get up and running. How do you feel about this Halberd build? Because we've seen a few like Armlet, Sange, Deso, AC. We've seen like 1 or 2 of those, but it's pretty much predominantly been Radiant.
I see where he's coming from, but I feel like, especially in the position that they are, actually winning the early game this hard, I think Radiance would be the better choice. I feel like you just have this like a lot of momentum, and you're farming a Halberd. Why? I actually even think that he could have just rushed the Radiance into the Armlet and then got a blink, because I think he plays really well with the Inkswell from Grimstroke.
Yeah, for sure. Like if you're sitting in the jungle farming, you kind of feel like you need to, make the most of that investment, right? Get a return out of your investment. See if that Halberd does the job. Tier 1 top and mid both gone, so Inverse come down to bottom to clear out another one of these easy objectives.
That troll though, he is really, really farmed, and he's gonna get this early BKB. So I think that's probably when Hokori will try and force the issue here against Inverse.
Yeah, they got Blink Slardar, the BKB troll. Hopefully this Void Spirit will have an item by then. Yule Scepter is still lined up. A number of TPs getting out of that bottom lane, immediately ditching after they kill the tower. They're playing so fast. I think that's the best thing. They're playing so fast. Everything they're doing from Inverse is just so speedy. There's no redundancy, no hesitation. Did you see at the start of the game the drawings they were doing on the map?
Yeah, I did.
Grimstroke.
I honestly,
Go on.
I feel like the problem here is that when you have this position 5 Ogre, you don't really have like a big cooldown that you can utilize, right? Like Wyvern or Grimstroke. Actually, There's a fight going on here.
Yeah, they're going to toss back. Vitali crushes him up, but the Inkswell into the coil, catching two of them. Slardar being focused, and Ogre's going to fall in there as well. Another 3 kills in quick succession. Inverse coming with a 5-man rotation. Slay Hokori. They're going to get the tier 2 here, and at any moment, like, Roshan is open for them as well.
Yeah, like my point being here, I think they picked this Ogre into the Tiny thinking that, well, we want a position fight that doesn't get bursted. And he kind of doesn't, but at the same time, you don't really have some, like, until this Slardar got the blink, you don't really have a way to smoke. And I think they got so far behind until the blink was up that they just had no moves. They just farmed, and that's really problematic.
They're going high ground, 18 minutes in. Wraith King with his skellies, the armlet going to work. A little Ether Remnant play there, but the puck jumps in. A Soulbind as well. Void Spirit forced to self-fuel, so they do get a backstab though. Troll hunts the Slaw Grimstroke. A blink stun cancelled out. Caught up inside. That Wraith King is going to drop. Reincarnation popped. Can he run away from this? Armlet toggles, 21 charges. Puck back in with a Waning Rift. Ember Spirit's had to ditch though, and Wraith King is going to die. Over eager to try and close this one out. The high ground move didn't pay off.
Oh man,
All right.
It's gonna be Roche. Oh, sup?
We're back. Yeah.
Oops.
Yeah. I got like coffee all over my mouse. My mouse
Oh,
pad.
no.
I have a really nice mouse pad. So that's the first time that's happened. So
Being there, man.
Damn. Ah, man. I feel like, you know, it's like a wound deep inside, getting shit
That's
on your
gonna
gear.
hurt.
Yep. Oh,
I mean,
Roshan.
yeah, you've missed a lot. Roshan goes to the Dire team. Now the puck die. He's trying to steal it in the pit,
Jesus.
but the troll already grabbed it. Noah God going to Remnant down to low ground, but look at the Void Spirit. Catching with the Yules and the Remnant. They're going to take down Noah God. A huge
Oh.
streak for Lumiere to take, and this game has just swung so hard in the past minute and a half. But that comes down to Inverse trying to push high ground 18 minutes in.
Yeah, I saw that, Gary. I mean, I was watching like as I was cleaning, and I think the big problem here is, like you said, pushing the high ground. You got 5 heroes alive. You got so much map control to take. 2 tier 2 towers are still up. Roshan's up. Your lineup doesn't even do tower damage. And now this Troll Warlord is online. Right? We talked about how he just needs to get Battle Fury, BKB, and that's it. He hits his timing. They win one fight. They go Roshan. They got Solder. Now they get the Aegis. They got a Basher, and it's looking like this Troll is becoming unkillable, Gary. And
Blossoming.
we've lost Bowie, Gary.
Oh, is Bowie gone? No TriCast. Thank you for stepping in, Bowie.
Yeah, thank you for saving my ass.
Oh, production was asking. I didn't see the chat. That's my bad as well. And bounty runes. We're gonna get a couple there for the Dire. That'll be 2 for 2. They don't get any of the top ones. Radiant trying to get back out on the map. They've got Tiny setting up for something bottom with a Grimstroke. Do they want to try and defend this tower though? It's a little bit risky. Against the Aegis, BKB, Troll has a Basher now. Man, it was all going so well for Inverse.
It really was. Like they just had to play it chill, you know, just take the last objectives and get fights outside the base, and they would have been all right. And you saw there too, like this Halberd, it doesn't do anything when you get stun locked up, and they just keep controlling you, because that's supposed to be your Radiance, and your Radiance is supposed to be burning away at your opponent while they're also missing hits on you. And you don't got that ability right now. And now it's like, what do you go next, Gary? You go like a BKB so you can not get stun locked and right click. Then it's going for an AC right after. It just feels really bad.
Yeah, you're going tankiness, but the whole point of going tanky and Wraith King is because you have that damage over time with the Radiance, right? So you get the extended kind of duration of it.
You're not a carry. I just feel like Wraith King is just not a carry unless he's going some Deso build with the Armlet. If you don't go the Radiance.
Yeah, you either want to be tanky and do lots of damage over time, or you want to immediately blow someone up, right?
Exactly.
The Deso, the Crit, the Basher, Abyssal Blade.
That's the anti-mage build.
Yeah, you want to blink on me, AM? Take 2 hits and you die.
This Troll is just going crazy. He had like a Basher right after winning the mid fight and getting Roshan, and then now he's like 2,000 gold towards an MKB already. MKB against the Wraith King's Halberd. Yep, good luck, Wraith King.
I was starting to get maybe a little worried about this kind of single core troll warlord. You know, the Slardar and the Void Spirit weren't doing particularly well. They will use up the puck right now, trying to catch him up. Remnanted, stunned, and destroyed. Jeez.
Yep. I mean, Puck doesn't buy any armor items.
You get stunned once and you die. Like, there's no question about it.
Yeah, like you're worried about the single core troll, right? But think about what's buffing him up. He's got a Bloodlust. He's got a Corrosive Haze. Then he's got Tag Team, right?
And they just pummel this Wraith King into the ground. He's meant to be a tanky Wraith King with armor halberd, but he's going to lose both lives here in the blink of an eye. Ember Spirit's come in to try and play. Has to Remnant away to his fountain.
Wow. Even pop BKB and Battle Trance. That's a lot of respect the Lumiere is showing for that Wraith King kill right there. He did not want any shenanigans occurring. Just wants to delete that guy. Look at this troll. Look how fast he's attacking.
Yeah, no mucking around now. Level 3 Bloodlust. It's not even maxed out yet.
Yep. Once you hit this kind of timing, I want to see him get MKB, and then instead of finishing Abyssal, go straight for a heart. That's the build. Like, we haven't seen a heart, like, at all, right? In this region, I think Phantom Lancer maybe, or someone who bought it. But in other regions I've watched, and in pub games too, like, that's the replacement for Satanic now. You don't buy Satanic just because, exactly, just buy the heart. You get so much HP, and then if they just go on you, you're still regenerating up quite a lot. It makes it very difficult for enemies to burst you down.
Puck already spent the old blink, bash.
Oh, he's rooted though on the troll.
Chain stun. They do get the puck out of there. Void Spirit now jump in for the Tusk, trying to turn onto the Tiny. They've soulbound the supports on the dire side as the Ember does Remnant in, but they're focusing Gardic. Okay, they'll kill them off. El Micho down as well, but the Slardar can pummel into the Ember Spirit at this point. Mules into the air. Where's the Remnant? Not coming just yet. So a Sleight of Fist and a jump off to the right-hand side. Bounces left as well. So they do hold up Hokori. 2-for-2 trade, but losing your Wraith King feels pretty atrocious for Inverse.
Yeah, that feels still pretty bad. I mean, it's way better than what I thought was gonna occur. The Ember with the slight chains saved the puck because the troll was pinned down for a little while. You still get 2-for-2 trade. But it's funny, right? How like one mistake you make just unravels everything for you. Like you built up this 20 minutes of pressure and you feel great. You feel like you're controlling them, and then you make one bad call and then bam.
You've knitted this beautiful scarf. You pull one thread, and it all falls apart.
And that's what this troll does. And that's what trolls is all about these days.
Got it.
He's just this hero where if your lineup, there's a very specific lineup that you need to be able to shut down the troll warlord even in the late game. And they don't really have that this game. So you have to play so perfectly and make sure he does not get that moment where he just kills you, gets Aegis, and then he becomes unkillable.
Man, like, yeah, Ember Spirit, like he's 10-2 and 9, but he's still 7,000 net worth behind the troll. Just because of how much emphasis they're putting on Lumiere and his farm speed right now. MKB's done. What's he got queued up next? It looks like the Abyssal Blade and Satanic as well. He's got a Morbid Mask arriving.
I would say that it's not fair to look at the Ember to the Troll because they're obviously not playing in the same role. But I would definitely look at the Wraith King to the Troll Warlord and think about like, okay, what did the Wraith King do wrong versus, you know, like, how is a Troll disfarmed in comparison to the Wraith King? He's got Bloodlust, sure, but he can't be this. There can't be this big of a difference, especially with how much space your Ember was making for you.
Alright, doubling up. That was the big thing, like when Bowie was here. Oh, Slaw? Yeah, tagged up. It's like the big thing that we're talking about was the Wraith King. You know, we mentioned that Radiance build. Hang on a second. Tiny's in the base. He's in the dire base dying. Like, you're sitting back and farming. You're kind of AFK farming, and you want return of your investment, right? And this Armlet Halberd, it allows you to fight, but if you don't fight with it, then what are you investing towards? Not late game, not early game, not mid game. It's kind of a dead in the water, dead on arrival, pretty much. And now going back for that BKB, which he
pretty much
another 1.5k gold for.
I really wish he just went Midas into Radiance, to be honest. Watching this game, like, obviously that's in hindsight, but we all knew that this guy just needed to have a Radiance, even when he queued up that Halberd. You know what it is, Gary? It's probably like he's new to the team, you know, and then he's not really sure what to buy. He doesn't want to be that guy who's like super greedy, buying like Radiance or something. So he wants to be like a team player. And he's like, all right, I'll buy a armlet so I can fight with my team. Then I'll buy a halberd to stop the troll. You know, I'll just help my team out a little bit. But you just gotta do the right thing, you know. You just sometimes gotta carry the game.
Yeah, it feels very much like he's kind of trying to adapt, like he's over-adapting, right? He's trying to think about what he can do to stop the opponents instead of thinking about what his hero needs to accomplish in its own right.
Yep.
And with a secondary Roshan here, Hokori looking to seal the deal in game 1. Doesn't appear to be any contest. Radiant either no idea or no cares about what's happening inside the pit because it happens so quickly.
Yup. That is insane. Crows of Haze tag team troll. Yep.
Roshan dead.
That was what, 9 seconds it took to kill that Roche? Less than that? Like they needed just enough to build up the favor stacks and then pop the tag team and that's it. He's dead.
And he dead. We're still waiting for this. Ember Spirit, you know, he's got Aghanim Scepter. He can jump around the map, split push, creep cut, do whatever he needs to do. Without Boots of Travel feels a little bit worse. Not able to completely get in behind these creep waves and stop the push coming. And Wraith King still needs recipe for his BKB. Still about 600 off it. And they just jump straight in. There's the jump. Lumiere.
Also one died.
Gonna lose the Aegis. Noah gonna disengage. Tiny back in with the Avalanche Toss. The Tombow onto the Ogre. Deep in behind that tier 3. Gets the kill on him. Wraith King though, he's pummeled. Bashed up.
He's got halberd up soon though. This is gonna be a BKB. Yeah, instant BKB.
Oh my god! Where did he go? He's dead for 50 seconds and the ranged bash onto Noah God means another one for the troll. Nier is the one that actually secures the kill. They just keep on going. Deeper and deeper. Get me off of this Hokori wild ride, please. Nier's going to dodge the ink swell. He does have an assimilate and an illusion rune, but no astral steps. So a little bit awkward to get out of here, and that's going to be Tiny. Taking him out.
They don't get racks. I mean, they got 2 kills. They lost the Aegis. Like, I would say, Gary, this was a big win for Inverse.
Even though they lost the 2 big cores, they still held the buildings.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And if you can drag this game long enough and where your magic damage becomes more significant on Inverse and then the Troll Warlord's BKB is down to 5 seconds, like you can really make this game still possible. The problem here is just, again, I feel like I'm just beating a dead horse. The Wraith King, right? He's stuck. His net worth is stuck. He's not feeling like a core. He's going up BKB next. He's still going to get deleted by Troll. Like, at this point in the game, you want this Wraith King to have had an Abyssal Blade, pretty much. Abyssal that Troll while he's BKB. Buy enough time for that 5-second BKB to run out. Then you get the E-Blade going, and then you just stun lock him, slow him down, and then you pretty much destroy him in the fights. Because, again, like you said before, single core Troll Warlord. And the weakness to single core Troll Warlord would be the super late game when the BKB is at 5 seconds.
All these mass disables. Well, he's got a long road to travel, the Wraith King. And he's left a neutral item over in the Ancients. Someone's going to go pick that one up. Ceremonial robe. One of the
I have a question for you, Gary.
least useful ones. What's up?
Alright, how effective... Okay, wait, hold on.
It's fine, it's just a
Wait
tiny.
till Tiny dies.
It's just a Grimstroke.
Okay. Alright. How effective do you think Grimstroke has been in this game? Why are you laughing, Gary?
Well, I think overall,
Hold on,
he's got something like a 36.5% win rate, and I'm not quite sure why the panel doesn't bring up how poor Grimstroke has been performing through the DPC, because it really is a large point of contention that, you know, Grimstroke feels good, his skill set is good, but performance-wise, he hasn't really been showing that skill set into results, has he, Cleveland?
Yeah, I feel that way too. I mean, he just feels like a nice hero to have because he can buff up his allies, right? Get that nice juicy ink swell going on your Ember and get kills done and such. But maybe people just don't know how to play him well. I see a lot of guys just rushing Aghanims and you're like, well, what does that do? Doesn't do anything.
It's fine against the Luna.
Yeah, I think that was the only time where the Ags was even, you know, remotely useful. Every other time we see an Axe bot on Grim, it's like, what? Why?
It's a lot of money. Especially when you don't have Philosopher's Stone. It's like, yeah, you could have had a Glimmer Cape, a Medallion, you could have had anything. Just tag team jump. Blink in from the Tusk. Snowball gets dodged by the phase shift as a Yules from the Tusk going to save him up as the Inkswell from that Wraith King gets on top of him, but here comes the Troll Warlord, and on the other side of the fight, the Ember Spirit's caught up inside. Nearly died there. He remnants and falls. The Ogre and Void Spirit focus him down while the Wraith King, first life gone. Troll has just followed him through. 2 big core kills yet again for Hokori. And they're trying to chase, but they're just call GG. Game 1 is done. Noah God has had enough. They cannot handle the heat.
Even Noah God's arc can't carry this Wraith King, Gary.
He's not strong enough. Well, that
he's
game
too heavy.
It looked good in the first 15. Well, I guess the first 18 minutes when they tried to push high ground. Then it all, like you said, great words. It's all unraveled, didn't it?
I mean, even if they didn't push the high ground, they were going to get out-farmed and they were going to get destroyed because one halberd being bought on the Wraith King and no way for this Wraith King to scale in the game anymore. So, yeah, I'm going to put not only on the high ground push, but like 90% of that game on Wraith King because I can totally see like how they were going to win that game, and it was happening thanks to Noah